Hello, friends. Welcome. It's Friday. It's time for episode 41 here on our ongoing franchise where we are ranking every single 8-bit Nintendo game released in the United States. We have the current version of the list here next to me. We have 269 games on the list. It's a wide variety. It goes from, well, as any list, hey, it goes from amazing video games to less than amazing video games to questionable video games to games that make you question why the universe still exists and has not been cast off into dust or something like that. We've got a healthy mix of games here. If you want to suggest some games, here's how you do it. Sign up for the Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann and join the advisory panel, and then you can advise by commenting with some games that you want to see. We have a lot left. There are hundreds and hundreds of video games left, and some of them frighten me a little bit, for sure. There's definitely some in there that I look at and go like, I'm not sure that I've heard of this, or games that I have heard of and I go, oh man, gonna have to get into those one of these days. One of those games is one of those games is on this list today. Adam finally suggested it, and been thinking about this one. I knew it was going to have to come sooner or later, but we're not going to start with that one. We'll get to it. We're going to start with a black box classic, and I'm going to make sure that this thing is working before we even get off the ground here. Okay, great. Up first, in celebration of a big day for pinball, it's a game called Pinball. You like pinball? I like pinball. But do you like pinball? Time to find out. I like that it doesn't go back to the title screen to let you pick a mode. You hit start, it starts. It's just like, no, man. Get going. Ugh. Video pinball is a curious thing. There are a lot of different philosophies. The thing with this game with the eggs and the chickens down here, I feel like that concept ends up getting reused a handful of times across Nintendo's pinball lineup. And it's not really a thing that real tables did. But I don't know if this is the full inspiration for it, or if there is some other example of early video pinball in arcades or something. Because, like Namco did some games in arcades that are not totally dissimilar to this. And I don't know. I don't know if this is the game that came up with that specific concept, But they have a handful of different ideas here that, you know, are things you could not really readily do on a real pinball machine. Certainly not at the time. I mean, you know, nowadays that pinball machines are crazy. There's some weirder stuff that they're certainly capable of, but yeah, video pinball for the Atari 2600. I played a lot of hours of that game as, you know, as a kid. I suppose I was a kid when I played this as well, but I played a lot of this. I have always liked pinball. I liked it as a kid. Originally, you know, I think every kid goes through that thing of like, they flip both flippers at the same time because they don't have the dexterity to flip one at a time. And I was definitely doing that for a while. And then, you know, got better and better as the years went on. And there are a lot of great, you know, like when I was, you know, in the 80s, I think there are, you know, you have just some amazing pinball machines. I'd say almost all of my favorite pinball machines are from the 80s. Maybe a couple of late 70s machines in there, I don't know. What do you think? Good shot. The flippers to ball interaction in this, it often feels weird. Like the angles and lining it up, like it works in a general sense, but this never feels. This game never feels fully physics oriented. It's more about the power of prayer or something. There's just something weird about the way this thing feels. There always has been. But yeah, I remember as a kid, you know, like the originally the original, the real Black Knight. I mean, the second, I guess they made another one. There's like a third Black Knight table, right? But the original Black Knight was too much for me as a kid. Because it had those extra buttons for the Magna save and all that it was just like I just couldn't do it. And so Black Knight was like the most difficult pinball machine when I was a kid, by far. And I know they just announced a John Wick table. It's cool that, you know, pinball is still being made. I don't really have they actually, I would have, if I could have gone, I would have, but they did actually invite me to go see the John Wick table before they announced it, which was nice. I was like, oh, someone put me on a list to go see pinball machines early. I guess that's the vibe I've got. And I couldn't make it, but I don't know. Like, the newer machines to me are just kind of a lot more hit and miss. I would love to see more pinball out of Nintendo. Honestly, I think that, you know, their legacy, most of it's handheld past this point. But I think that a lot of the tables that they did, whether it's, you know, like the Mario Pinball is kind of, Mario Pinball is kind of shitty, but by comparison. But like the Pokemon pinball games, I think are awesome. Yay! "777." It's a great album. Part 2 and Part 3 also good. But yeah, I think Nintendo has done some really amazing. We're having a bit of a run here, huh? Getting to the point where we've got invisible flippers. I think they come back, like they disappear at 100,000 and reappear eventually. But yeah, the Pokemon pinball games were always really good. Gosh, what else? Kirby's Pinball Land, I mean, is amazing. I mean, that's like the best. I think that's one of the best that Nintendo has done. I think it's probably also in some weird way my favorite Kirby game. I think my favorite Kirby games are the games that are not platformers. Like I just through some weird just the way I was exposed to Kirby games originally or something, like Tilt and Tumble I think is fucking cool. And the pinball game and you know, yeah, Dream Course, the golf game, that's really good too. I think just you know, by virtue of like some of those platformer, like the NES Kirby came out really late in the NES's life cycle, so I never saw it. Like I saw it in magazines, but I wasn't looking at NES games at that point, so I did not play that Kirby game for years afterwards. Kirby is at his best when he's a fun ball. Invisible flippers is a weird. This is silly. But I have not had this kind of run in this pinball game in years, so congratulations. You're seeing quite literally the best game of this I have played in probably 20 years. But yeah, I think, you know, qualitatively speaking, I think that this game is, you know, it's on the simple side. Like, what if it had a second table? That'd be awesome. It does have a bonus stage that we haven't seen yet that I don't know that we'll get to because, well, you can't have it all. Oops. But it's very straightforward, which, you know, again, for the time when it came out, I think the expectations for pinball on a console were real low. Again, you know, like video pinball on the 2600 and a few other. There's like an Odyssey 2 pinball game. Oh. But these ball physics don't feel good, or they don't feel real. But I guess the other thing I would say is none of the pinball games releasing in this era, I mean, on the NES or otherwise, had what I would call realistic ball physics. Pardon me. Hey, we did it. Now I feel like I can say we have truly seen it all. It's Mario. Yeah, that guy Mario. He's here in the pinball. So I think what it is when all the 1s, 2s, or 3s are the same color, the platform above that number shrinks, and eventually you want to get it to be a big enough gap that she'll fall through it, so that you can catch her and get her to the exit, like that. Holy smokes. We're gonna do... Jesus. This is the run of a lifetime here. Ah! Okay. We got so many points that the flippers came back. But in terms of features, that's kind of all this table has, if I remember right. I don't think we've gotten all the playing cards. I forget what happens when you get all those. It might just be points. Ah! No way to kick the ball, back up, or anything like that. Mario's just forced to slowly watch it drain. I thought that I was thinking that we wouldn't see the stage because I thought you had to get all the cards to activate this hole, that otherwise it would just launch the ball out of the hole, but maybe I'm wrong. Well, clearly I'm wrong, because here we are. Oh, there we go. Top one. There's so that whole thing of like pinball with a breakout paddle is something that exists in a lot of arcade games, or not a lot, but there are a handful of like what's it? Oh, there's I want to say it's called QB. Like Namco did one back in the day, like these kind of like 70s era arcade games, where they combine pinball concepts with breakout concepts, and it's just fucking cool. Like the aesthetic of those games from back then, I think, is really killer. And it's an interesting idea that you know, you don't really see much of it all anymore. But you know, video pinball is a different thing now too. That's what, you know, Xenotilt is such a fucking killer video game. In terms of just like doing cool things with video pinball. Should really check it out if you haven't. But in terms of like pinball games from this era, like, you know, obviously Pinball Quest came out on the NES, and it's not a, you know, like this game feels like as real as it gets compared to the physics and other things in that game. But like, that's a game where they sat down and said, what if we could do more with pinball? And I love that concept of like doing more with pinball. I would love to see more creative takes on pinball mechanics, whether it's like, hey, we're making a rogue light pinball game or an idle clicker game with pinball involved. That would be... You want to talk about a game that would be like tailor-made for me and me alone. It would be an idle game that was also a pinball game that you could like pick it up and play it actively as a pinball game. Like instead of like manually clicking on a thing, you play the pinball game or you don't and let it rack up points automatically and then buy your upgrades and whatever else. That'd be fucking cool. Someone should make that. Someone should make that. Odama is interesting. Odama is fucking weird. Odama is a weird goddamn video game. I appreciate that it exists, but I don't know that I like playing Odama. World Flipper I found really disappointing for a game. That's a mobile game that is relatively recent, I guess, a year or two old, at least in the US. But I found the action in it to be the shits. What about Akira Psycho Ball for the PS2? Everyone loves Akira. Everyone loves pinball. Akira Psycho Ball is not very good. I remember importing it. I was in Japan and saw Akira Psycho Ball and went like, well, shit, man. I don't give a fuck about Akira. But I am a psycho, and I do love pinball. And it's terrible. It's a garbage. Like, that game is really terrible. I want to say it ended up coming out in Europe or something like that. So like there was eventually some kind of English language version of Akira Psycho Ball. Yeah, I mean, Pokemon Pinball for the GBA might be the best. Probably the best one that Nintendo was involved with, I guess. It's either that or Kirby. Yeah, Epic Pinball for DOS. I mean, yeah, you want to open up to computers, then you got Epic Pinball was awesome. Epic Pinball was really good. It's really good. Psycho Pinball, which came out on the Mega Drive and also was a DOS game. And then those Amiga games, like Pinball Fantasies and Pinball Dreams and stuff. Like, by DICE, the Battlefield people. Yeah, there's that Baby Pac-Man, the pinball machine that also has a Pac-Man in it. That's a crazy arcade game. This is, I'm man. Like, I'm not trying, I don't want to, I'm not bragging, for sure, to be clear. But this is probably the best game of this I have ever played in my entire life. Now, I think we're past the point of qualifying it. Like, I think this is probably the best run at this game I have ever had, which means it's almost over because I said that out loud. So, which is fine because we're here to science. Ultimately, though, I think, I would say this game is fine. It's not... all right. There you have it. What can girl give you? Ball is the... so if I go for the ball and let the lady drop... Get an extra ball. More top scores. And then top scores in heavy B. Heavy game B. Heavy B. And the doys. What? All right. Let's science it. This game's all right. It's extremely straightforward. We've seen pretty much everything there is to see in the game just there in that one run. And I love it, but scientifically speaking, it doesn't have a lot of replay value. It doesn't have, like, the physics are just crummy. Ultimately, I think if there was one thing that was better about that game, that I wish was better about Pinball, it's that if the ball physics just felt a little bit more realistic, or just the connection between the flipper and the ball just feels off. And if that one aspect of the game were improved, I think the whole thing would be a much better game. That said, it's fine. In the context of the era, I guess, which is not really what we're ranking here, but as far as like early NES games go, I think it's absolutely all right. Enjoyable even. By the standards for video pinball of the day, it is incredible. but that's not quite why we're here. It's better than Pinball Quest. As much as Pinball Quest has ambition on its side, man, Pinball Quest is probably the biggest expectation to reality disconnect I have had on this entire list, because Pinball Quest is always a game I would go to bat for. Yes, Pinball Quest is incredible. More games should be like Pinball Quest. And I agree with that. More games should be like Pinball Quest, especially now when you can make a good pinball game. The pinball in Pinball Quest sucks. It just sucks. And there are other aspects of the game, like moving your flippers around, that are just bizarre. But they did make a pinball game where you can steal from a shop and steal from a shopkeeper, and that's fun. But where does Pinball end up on our list? It's better than Hudson's Adventure Island. It's better than Captain Comic. It's probably right in here somewhere, actually. Yeah, Rare, we'll play those eventually, obviously, but like Rare went on to make like fucking weird versions of Pinbot and High Speed for the NES that I had not seen until recently. I played some High Speed on the NES. I was like, what the fuck is this? I guess we did look at Pinbot already. Pinbot, as much as I think this is a strange thing, Pinbot is better than Pinball in the context of the platform. Okay, what are we looking at here? Pinball is better than Duck Hunt. It's better than Mock Rider. Is Pinbot better or worse than Tiger Heli? It's better. Pinball is better than volleyball. Huh. Pinball is better than volleyball. It's better than remote control. Pinball is better than Flight of the Intruder, but it's not better than Spiritual Warfare. Pinball. Our new number 164. Whoa. It's a top 200 game. Let's move on. Adam brings us the next game. This is the one. This is the one. All right, Adam. You wrote it. You watch it. It's Milon's Secret Castle. Milon's Secret Castle? Milon's. I always said Milon as a kid. Fuck this game. Okay. So we have bubbles. We can shoot the bubble high and shoot the bubble low. That's kind of all you need to know. And we're little when we're outside, but we're in the real levels. We're big. Here's some hints. Secret entrance in the front wall. Bump head to find box. Oh, thanks. So this little bit here of like, hey, look at this hidden thing that you had to like blow up these blocks and then push that block out of the way and should give you some indication of what this fucking game is about. It's about some bullshit. A key has appeared. We have acquired the key. It was $16 for, was it spring shoes? Oh, that's not, okay. Is there, I forgot how we get out. There's a door up there, but, oh, you shoot that invisible spot and it, I could have sworn there were like hidden. Find a saw. That's just life advice right there. Crystal has mysterious power. Oh, thanks. Oh, thanks for all of this great, all these great hints. But the way this game does not let you shoot straight is like maddening to me. Oh, we need the spring shoes. I hope there's a door down here, right? No. Oh, you can shoot to the wall to the right and get over, I think, that way. He'll run if you walk in a direction for a while. He'll automatically start running, which is not awesome. Jump higher where springs are set. So as a kid, this is crazy because you get the spring shoes and you're like, wait, how come I'm not jumping any higher? Like, what did I just waste all this money on? And the answer is this. Is that you can only jump higher on those little boxes. Yeah, it's where the springs are set. Forget the part where that doesn't really look like a spring much. I don't know why I insist on doing this when I already got the key. I forget, is this a bonus? Oh no. Nope. Do I need... Is that what the other item does? Is that why I... Okay, I thought it was just a healing potion or something, but this is the... Shrink when you touch the glove! Shrink when you touch the glove. So I just, I think this game is full of a bunch of petty bullshit secrets that make the game a hell to play. Shrink when you touch the glove. We got a lantern. Secrets in the well. Secrets in the well. Let's restore our... Oh, it didn't even fill it up. Doesn't even fucking fill it up. I don't know what to do. I don't know what we need to do next. Surely I don't need to save up 50 for the fucking lantern. Okay. Eat my ass, Milon. I don't remember the manual really being of much help here, but I could be wrong. I don't think there's any other money for me to be finding in this. Oh, there's that. Oh, that just gives you full life. I see. Also, like, all of the money is hidden. Money doesn't drop from enemies. There's no... It's just like, here, you know, shoot these blocks to even get the basic currency you need to proceed. Like, every step of the way, this game is basically... hates you. Nothing here in terms of... I push this one to the... Okay. Oh, it just takes us to this. Wait, where? Now we go over to this store and we buy this so that we can shrink when we touch the glove. But we grow when we smell the glove. Secrets in the well. They at least do an okay job of making the blocks look different. Okay. Let's try this again. Fuck you, dick. Like, your movement speed here when you're, you know, trying to do these, like, fine movements is really slow. So, like, in this instance, he feels really sluggish, and it sucks. And I hate it. I hate the feel of this game. Secrets in the well. Well, see, now I understand why you need to spend $50 on a lantern, because we're screwed here. Hudson B. Awesome. Awesome. No, stop! No, I don't think there's a way to do that. I don't think there's a way to do that. There is no way to go down. Nope. 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 Doesn't seem to be any way to go to the right, whether you're big or small. Secrets in the well! Okay, if you just kind of immediately hold to the left and jump on your way out. Ah! This is about as far as I remember ever getting in this game. Okay, well, going up there seems to make the key appear, but how do we get back up? Do I just have to go back up? I can't because of these things. Oh. Well, I guess I just didn't hit that block squarely enough before. My bad. This seems like a game that, once you know it, right? Like, I know the first level. I know, like, oh, you push this block here to get this shop to open. You need to do this to get the spring shoes. And, like here's where you shoot to do this. And, like that stuff. But then, like, I think maybe one level past this, or maybe not even that, is probably where I tap out, so... Oh, I don't have the key, so I can't leave. See, the lantern here is only $15. Need a light in the dark. Balloon makes the bubble bigger. Balloon makes the bubble bigger. The well is climbable. Fuck you. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ah, what? Fuck. Where'd the key go, by the way? There it is. Why was it not there? Why did it have to reappear? I guess the key disappears. No, stop! You dick. Okay, we got the key. At least that means we can leave now. I guess we can't do much else. So the fastest way probably to go all the way up and around this way. It's lightning out here, not cool. Oh my god. Hey, maybe now I can see in the well. So we need to get small and then very quickly jump up here, which I guess will then make us big again. I mean, he's right. The well is climbable. To what end? Who can say? Maybe I need to do it small in order to get in here. Well, this is fun. What a good time we're having. Yeah, I mean, do we think there's anything pushable in here? This could be a scenario where you have to get an item and then come back. You know, just like the first boss fight. You can go into that room, but it's empty. I mean, there's nothing here. Yeah, if you just hold left on your way out of the well, you will get out. Now, what is that all about? Is this going to be a different level now? No, this is the same fucking level. Stop it! Ooh. Da 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 da. And now we gotta get all these notes. If I remember right, we want to avoid the flats, but we can get the sharps. And I guess as you come back to this stage more often, they have more of the instruments, and so they play more of the song, I think that's right. Shit. Really? I need some hearts, man. got holes in the ground. Just well, now we're down here in the Hudson zone. Well, we don't have the key, so we can't go in there yet. And that's Milon's secret castle. Milon's secret castle? Fuck this video game. For all time. Forever and ever. That's about as far as I got as a kid, too. That's about as well as I did. Sequels to this game came out in Japan. Sometimes I think about playing them. But I think this game is a bunch of bullshit. So I think that the way the levels are designed, people talk about, Atlantis, no Nazo, like this game is obviously not as far in that direction as that fucking mess of a thing is, but it is beyond acceptability when it comes to just like, here's a bunch of meaningless bullshit that you have to just like shoot everywhere and look for this walls and like all of the things that this game expects you to do as part of its main path, as part of its like core progression. It's not like, oh, well, if you find this, you could buy you could do this early, you could do, and Ugh. And this is how I felt about the game then. This is how I felt about the game in 87 or 88, whenever it was that I got my hands on it. That it was just like a bunch of fucking horse shit. I remember stumbling around that first level, just like because you didn't find the shop. If you didn't find, I probably didn't find the shop. An adult probably found the shop and told me about it. But like I stumbled around in this game for hours and probably didn't even see the first boss because you were not equipped for this. But like kind of more importantly, I think that the way the character moves and your bubble attack and the range of it and how inconsistent that bubble can be when it comes to opening up barriers or knocking down blocks is probably the real problem here. Like there's a consistency problem with the bubble. Also, enemies always come at you with the wrong angle, so the combat never feels good. You always feel like you're like, I'm not at the right angle to deal with this fucking dipshit. And that was always very frustrating as well. I think this game is like bad. It's a bad video game. It's beloved in some circles for kind of the wrong reasons, right? It's fascinating to think about now, especially all these years later when, game design has changed in so many different ways to where like no one would ship a game like this. Maybe you find an indie game somewhere out there that's like this times 10 or something. They're really trying to lean into it or something. I think there's probably something to that. But But I also think that the kind of the combat, the respawn rate of the enemies being really high, and also you really needing to stop and look at shit and go, what the fuck am I even supposed to do here? All of that stuff is is very incongruous, I guess I would say. And also, fuck that video game. Separately from the science, fuck this video game. That said, it's not broken. You know, there are a lot of way worse games on this platform. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's worse than Tubin. Like, it's not Athena, you know? It is a functional thing that someone sat down and made, and they had some ideas, and I think some of those ideas are bad. It's a game made for strategy guides. You know, in an era probably before they knew what that meant. You know, it sucks, but like, is it worse than the Adventures of Rad Gravity? No, of course not. Is it, you know, it's better than Ghostbusters 2 by like a lot. It's better than Platoon. I found myself over the weekend playing the ZX Spectrum version of Platoon. Splatoon. Of Platoon. It's the same game. Like, it's just a port of it's the same thing. Except the Spectrum version has like a thing where you select, like, every time you get hit, you get to pick a different character, even if they're not dead. Which is interesting, but not. It's insane. You know, it's better than the Three Stooges. It's better than RoboCop. Is it better than Yo Noid? Is it better than Yo Noid? Yeah, I suppose it's better than Yo Noid. It's better than Dick Tracy. It's better. It's better than Krusty's Funhouse. It is a better game than Kid Clown and Nightmare World. Like, as much as I hate to admit it, Milon's Secret Castle there's a craft to it. They just made some bad choices. Or rather, they made some very specific choices that I think make it a bad video game overall. But at least they did that thing. They stuck to their guns and made that thing. It's better than Kid Clown and Nightmare World. But, like, it's significantly worse than Dino Wars' destruction of Spondylus. It's worse than Spelunker. I was playing some Spelunker 2 last night, which did not come out in this country. It's insane. You should see Spelunker 2 one of these days. Maybe we'll... It's fucking crazy. It's better than Star Trek 25th Anniversary. It's better than Flight of the Intruder. See, this is this is really tricky to do because the temptation is to like put this game rock bottom because of what it did to me as a child. But which is also what I would say about Micro Machines. I think Micro Machines is the dregs. It is like, if you ask me on the street, what do you think about the Micro Machines video games? I'll say those are garbage games for idiots. Those are trash games for trash people. And I would much rather play a Milon's Secret Castle than Micro Machines any day of the week. But also, that's a real fucking gross fight. Because scientifically speaking, I don't know that I agree with that. When we let the science speak, Micro Machines is a better game. This is better than Conquest of the Crystal Palace. It's better than that weird port of Pinbot that is interesting, if nothing else. It's better than Super Off-Road. It's not as good as Wood and Water Rage. Congratulations to Milon's Milon's Secret Castle. It's our new number 157. Ugh. I'm glad to have that one done. I'm glad to have that one done. That's of the games that, like, you know, I think of games I played as a kid that I was just like, I'm disgusted by, just straight up, just yuck. That is one of those games. But again, we have to let the science speak. If this was my personal list, this game would be down there near Athena just on principle. But what fun would that be? Pat suggested the next game. I don't think I've ever played it. I probably did fire it up at some point. It's for your friends at Sony ImageSoft, makers of fine video games. Hudson Hawk, based on the hit film Yeah, someone needs to get on it, make some achievements for Hudson Hawk. What are we doing? The return of Bruno. This is a really grimy looking score screen. I don't know why. Like, something about this just made my heart sink. Like, ugh. There's something about that score screen and the Commodore 64-ish sound of the music that makes me think this is going to be a real fucking bad port of it. Oh, okay, yeah. Developed and designed by Ocean. It's right there. They wrote it right there on the screen. I love the music the C64 makes. I don't like it when it exists outside of the C64 because it's usually a sign that someone did a fucking crummy port. Hawk, your first task is to enter Rutherford. I've never seen Hudson Hawk. Enter Rutherford's auction house, avoiding the high security system. Make your way to the 7th floor, where you will find the safe. Open the safe and retrieve Leonardo da Vinci's priceless horse sculpture, the Sforza. Sforza. There he is. It's Bruno. Mr. Seagram's. That's a, yeah. I'm having a great time. Here's the thing about Ocean. Ocean made a lot of video games for computers, and a lot of them were probably impressive for the era, but... Is that a horse? Is this a tiny horse? Okay, we got 2 boxes. What the f... Oh, God. Okay, I need to jump, use those boxes to jump over. That's... Okay, I was like, am I losing lives for this? Oh, jeez. Oh, God! And the continue puts me there. So let's not waste the continue. Let's try it again. Fuck this. Oh, my God. I bet there's a Commodore 64 version of this that is alarmingly like this. which is how I felt about Splatoon last week. It was like, oh no. Atari ST? Yeah, I'm sure it's like, yeah, probably Amiga ST and C64. What? Like, that dizzy sound effect is basically the same effect as the one from, like, Hover Bobber. Ah! Fuck the cops. Oh, man. I stepped on the alarm thing. And none of these switches seem to actually work. I don't... Oh, word? Fuck! I hit jump! You piece of shit! Suck my ass! Are you fucking kidding? Like, is that like an optical sensor and I need to like... And I need to crouch near it? Was that the thing? Fuck off. Imagine coming home with this. Bruce Willis, he's everywhere. Moonlighting, those Seagram's ads. Everyone loves Bruce Willis. Die Hard. I mean, maybe was Die Hard 2 out by this point? 1991? Hudson Hawk was post Die Hard 1. Or was it also post Die Hard 2? Bruce Willis, on top of the world. America's greatest actor. A smooth fucking guy. Everyone wanted to be Bruce Willis. I was like fucking 15, 14. And I was like, man, Bruce Willis, that's pretty good. Die Hard's pretty fucking good. Bruno! Just out there playing the harmonica. Selling wine coolers. But I will say, no one saw Hudson. I mean, obviously that's the story, right? No one saw Hudson Hawk. No one knows what the fuck Hudson Hawk was. He's like a cat burglar. He's like a criminal. Is some kind of thief guy? That's as far as anyone got with Hudson Hawk. And so a game based on Hudson Hawk was a threat to no one because I think everyone probably already knew that Hudson Hawk was dog shit. But no one knew firsthand. I mean, I've never seen Hudson Hawk, so like I maybe I should watch Hudson Hawk sometime. Maybe that's the lesson here. Are you fuck this. Hudson Hawk. Jesus. Oh. That's some rotten shit right there. That's some really... The Ocean name, you know, for as much as the Ocean Loader music and everything that Ocean was responsible for a lot of amazing computer games, primarily in the United Kingdom, many of which would come over here, but not all. As much as they're known for that era of video gaming on those platforms, that never translated it to the United States. The Ocean name, I feel like, never really gained any prominence. It was never a situation where you're like, oh, Ocean put it out. Awesome. It was more a situation where I would be a dumb kid buying Commodore 64 games or downloading them in some cases. But, you know, there's a handful that I bought. And going like, oh, this movie license, like they were in a lot of ways, Ocean was kind of Acclaim before Acclaim was Acclaim, in that they did a lot of licensed stuff. I believe they did the Batman game on Commodore 64 that I'm always talking about. That is not good. But through this era, when consoles really kind of became the dominant way to play games around the world, I suppose, which is probably around this time in the early 90s, if I had to guess. Ocean, I don't think Ocean really ever found its footing. Companies like Ocean and like Titus that existed way longer than maybe that you think, but you go like, oh gosh, really? Jeez. There's just a lot of rough stuff that like was that didn't seem as rough in the days of computer games because everything was a lot more free form. Like, but I remember getting a lot of that stuff and being like, I don't want to play this. Like it's, you would tell yourself like maybe there's a more complicated and amazing video game here underneath this bullshit, and maybe maybe the problem was with me. No. But incredible music. When Ocean was putting out Commodore 64 games, you could, you know, there was a lot of amazing music in games of that era that had the Ocean name on them for sure. Hudson Hawk is significantly worse than Milon's Secret Castle, since we're right here on the page. You'd be better off with Captain Skyhawk. You'd be better off with Hudson's Adventure Island than Hudson's Hawk. Certainly. It's worse than Werewolf the Last Warrior. It's worse than Renegade. It's worse than Platoon. But there's a kinship there, for sure. I would take this over Ghostbusters 2. I would rather play Hudson Hawk than Ghostbusters 2. That check out? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. And so Hudson Hawk is our new number 222. I said it's our new number 222. There it is. Whew. That was both worse and better than I thought it was going to be. somehow. Next up, it's time to learn something. It's always best when games can entertain and teach. And Konami was here to do both. Gonna teach you about these fucking drums. Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego? These are Apple II games as far as I'm concerned. These would typically come with a big book, like an atlas or something that you could read, like an encyclopedia, like a little pocket encyclopedia that you could use to look up facts. I don't have a security code. I'm Time Cadet Billy. Here's my chrono skimmer. All right, we're already off to we're doing it. We've just so this is how all of these games looked. If you haven't seen a Carmen Sandiego game, you travel around from place to place. Previously, it was games like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Where in the United States is Carmen Sandiego? And eventually they said, fuck it, Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego? And they were big Apple II games because all the schools had Apple IIs and all the schools had a copy of this. But they came in these big boxes because it came with like this thick fucking book that you'll use to look up the answers. Not like in a cheating sort of way. The whole point of the game was really to teach you how to investigate stuff. You know, to use the clues the game is giving you to look up and go like, well, okay, if it's a pyramid, is that Egypt? You know, like whatever. That's a bad example, but you know what I mean. A time sweep has revealed that the island of Kyushu has been stolen from Japan. It's still a whole island? Japan, 1800, okay. An unidentified woman was seen leaving the scene of the crime. We have 37 hours of use of the Acme Chrono Skimmer. Okay, Japan embarked on an era of westernization after almost 300 years of isolation. It is in fact finding missions to the west for new ideas. So we don't want to travel. We want to. So everything you do takes time. And so we basically have 3 different clues we can get here. And I believe each one will take some chunk of time. Yeah, it takes an hour. She was going to report on the fall of the Manchu dynasty. So that's a clue. You would go look up what the fuck is the Manchu dynasty? When is the Manchu dynasty? She was going to an embassy in the Far East with General George Marshall. I want you to look this up so I don't have to, if you don't mind. If someone in the chat could research these clues when the time comes. She enjoys the works of an exiled French author. So, like, let's. What's Google gonna do for us here on this? If I go and I type in exiled French author, Victor Hugo is what it says here. It's a hat. Okay, the mouse is just stitched inside. Yeah, 1949. So you see that we've used like 10 hours already because we looked at every single little clue we could. And so you need to put together who you think the person is by these clues you get. We didn't get anything about artists or eyes or hair here, I don't think. And so we don't have enough. But it's one of these two people. So if we're going to go to a Far East embassy and all that sort of stuff, we probably want China here. With Mao's hat and so on. I guess you don't have to pick a time. Maybe there are some places that have multiple times, but basically if you picked the wrong one, you would then go to search and then you would waste a bunch of time. This is how we know we're on the right track. She wanted to join an invasion led by Mahmud. Okay. Let's just Sultan of the Ottoman Empire from 1808 until 1839. That's not really either of our Indias here, but maybe that's Mahmud the second, so maybe Mahmud the first. But also, we don't have enough for the warrant yet, so it's probably worth looking at like one more thing to get another fact about, and hope that we get a fact about. She was walking in the direction of the Western Ghats. It was described as having dark brown eyes. Okay. That's what we were looking for. Oh shit. Capture robot activated. All right. Mahmud of Ghazni reigned from 998 to 1030. So that's going to be this early period of India, I suppose. She was going to steal the construction plans of the first Shinto shrine. That would be Japan, right? Oh, shit. He's dumping. She wanted to offer advice on the Northwest Passage to Captain Cartier. We already have... Okay, we don't care about the missionary in Belgium thing because we already have our warrant. Captain Cartier, is that a... So I feel like this is a situation where, you know, like because of the way the game... Like the game wanted you to look something up. It's a little different now, obviously. Okay, Cartier is French. I guess that makes sense. a snake. Oh, suspect must be close by. So I think that usually means we just do all three of these, and yeah, okay. It's different, you know, like the skill of looking up these facts in a book versus typing it into Google obviously is a very different thing, right? I guess we don't need to do research the same way we used to. We'll see. I mean, Google keeps fucking things up with their search engine, you know, eventually. Here's a message from the chief. We return to the island that she stole. She'll be given a long prison term and also fucking captured by a robot. Well done, Billy. And now we get a password. What do these other areas do? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Okay. What's in the basement? The credits. Eric T. Kiss. Okay. That's a pretty good port of that game. You know, for it was always very straightforward on computers as well in terms of just like the look of it, and like that's how those games looked. It's a better looking version of it. It has sick Konami drums, which is like a great little addition. It's got some fun little charm of exploring the facility and all of that. Like that's pretty good. These games are, you know, it's funny though. These games are kind of obsolete, you know, like when you think about it. Simply because of how people find information these days, you know? I wonder if they would ever... No, I guess not, you know? Like, they... I was going to say they could build all of the clues and all the information into the game itself, so you still have to do some form of searching and investigation, and they could put limits on it that way, but... You know, when you can pop a web browser and just type in the thing you're looking for, it takes out the thing of, you know, like when you have to scroll through, like you have to figure out how the book is organized, right? When you go like Captain Cartier, how do I find that? Is it under C for Cartier? I go to the back and flip through the appendix and look for it and find out like, oh, it's in the French section or it's in, you know, like that you're learning how to learn is the thing that they're actually teaching you in the Carmen Sandiego games. Like the geography or, you know, whatever the other things that you kind of pick up along the way is interesting too, but like that's the thing that they were always teaching you is like, here, if you have an almanac or if you're sitting in front of an encyclopedia, how do you actually research the thing that you're trying to research? And they gave you this little mini book with it that you would use to do the research. And I always thought these games were cool, but like I knew how to read the books, so I knew how to do the research already. So it was always just kind of, all right, flip this open, figure this out. Okay, there you go. And so there was just a patience factor where I was just like, yeah, this is, it's very rote past a certain point. And so by the time they got to Where in Time, I think I had aged out of my Carmen Sandiego phase or whatever. I don't know that I ever saw Where in Time. We were more about Where in the World, and I guess Where in the United States. And there was a handful of them. They do like a Where in Europe. I'm sure they did. And now you just type in the thing you're looking for. And like when I was looking for an exiled French author, I just typed in exiled French author, and every single Google result. Keep in mind, I'm doing the filtered, like AI free Google searches now. I've modified the web browser to do that properly, to filter all that garbage out. And so it was just a full page of Victor Hugo over and over again, like 10 blue links, and they're all Victor Hugo. So that's sort of a different thing. You can't go back. And we're, theoretically, we're better off for it until the companies totally destroy the search engines, and then no one will know anything ever again. Maybe it's better that way. We deserve it. We deserve it. We did it to ourselves. Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego is it's a fun thing. It's fun. That's a good version of the game. Cool music. A fine rendition. We've seen a lot of questionable ports make their way to the NES. That is surprisingly good for what it is. It's hard to rank against a lot of this other stuff, just because it's such a different thing. But I mean, it's better than Milon's. It's better than Milon's Secret Castle. It's no space shuttle project. Another game seemingly attempting to educate, though probably not as well. So what do we got here? I mean, it's better than Micro Machines. It's better than Spelunker. It's better than Dino Wars: Destruction of Spondylus. Spondylous? It's certainly better than Dirty Harry. It's better than Pictionary. It's better than Spy Hunter. Is it a better game than Hide Lied, or do I just have a disgusting love for Hide Lied? This is the... Oh. And then, Carmen Sandiego, obviously the TV show came along and it became mega popular, and it sort of ruined... It ruined what Carmen Sandiego was. I mean, it's like, I think there's you have a different generation of kids that just think of it as that television show. Which was good, but it was a different enough thing that was just sort of weird, especially the end when they're running around on a map. It's just like, Carmen went to Wyoming, and you're like, oh, okay, this is Wyoming. As long as Rockapella got paid, I'm sure everything's fine. This game is better than Spy Hunter, but it's no Hide Lied. Oh, Hide Lied. It's our new number 144. And there you have it. That was interesting. I was thinking that game was going to kind of be a drag, honestly, just because a lot of A lot of the ports and stuff have been really dicey, but that was actually like a pretty good version of that game. You couldn't ask for too much more in terms of like rendering that computer game on the NES. So good on Eric T. Kiss and his posse. I want to see Rockapella and Color Me Bad like fight. This next game comes to us from Tim. Ah! It's called Phantom Fighter. No fucking idea what this is. 89, I think that's the Japanese date. I think it maybe came out here later than that. From your friends at FCI and Pony Canyon, which if that's not a mark of quality, I don't know what is. Oh, it's just like River City Ransom options here. Town 1. Tenchi, we've been waiting for you. Kianshis have been discovered, and people are hiding in their houses. Please save us. I'm surprised this wasn't localized to be like demons. Okay. Whoa. So I got a punch, I got a kick. Look at the frames of animation on this crouch. I can't attack while crouched, but I can do a jump kick and jump punch. I am blown away by the frames. Look at the little crouch he does before he jumps. I will say the side effect of this is that it feels fucking terrible. In terms of just like how long it takes to get moving or how long it takes these kicks to come out, it's bad. It's weird because if you could do a crouch punch and crouch kick, it would basically be the same moveset as Kung Fu. Hi. Feel free to rest here anytime you need to recover your strength. Kenshi regained his strength. You look well rested. It's a hard journey. Please come again whenever you need to. Don't worry, I will. Now go on with your bad self. This is weird. Alright, we got a... In theory, we have a bunch of items, but we're okay. So the buttons don't really do much of anything out here. I believe this game is based on an anime in Japan, and they have filtered some of that out here for the States. Yeah, the movement is really weird. Yes, Mr. Vampire. Oh, it's a movie, not an anime? Okay. Gotta learn some tech here. Gotta mess around. I do like a really low jump kick. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Message speed fast is too fast. It's hard because you jump higher than they do, so the jump kick is kind of not good. Oh, I'm not... Okay, I was going to say, like, am I not taking any damage? And the answer is no. The colors on this life meter over here are not awesome for me. I don't know how to, I don't really know how to avoid damage here. It's not, like, you don't have a lot of... Oh. Let's carefully evaluate the password. This localization is interesting. So are these areas still cleared or no? Yes, they are. Okay. If I could back up without turning around, that would be cool. Dude, yeah, it's hard. Again, with this little, especially with this little guy, if I could do like a crouching attack, I think that would be a lot better, but oh my god, I can't skip this either, so I see why fast message speed exists, but the inability to hit the button to just speed it up is also really fucking crazy. Let's carefully evaluate the password. I see. You fool! You fool! I was only a bit careless. You are not nearly a true Phantom Fighter. I alone am best. So it looks like it's really only the tips of the fingers that do damage on these guys. So, hey. Three jades said to have been made from tears of a dragon. Okay, yeah. Thank you for the ancient scroll. Well, why are you... What the... You idiots! Oh yeah, about that. The sacred sword, yeah, it's, I swear I had it a minute ago. This is a bizarre video game. I mean, not that, you know, like I like the way it looks. The color palette obviously is a little, I don't know, not great. I like it. I actually do like the look of the game. It does have this weirdly specific style to it. Oh wait. Thank you. Oh, okay. We got one of our orbs. No, I don't understand. What? Give me a copy of that there Daily China. It's probably wall poster, right? I'm gonna look this up. I'm gonna type, what is the famous Chinese newspaper? It is wall poster. This has taken me directly to a page with all of the answers to these questions. One of the trivia questions is, name an FCI video game. And the answers are Hide-Lide, WCW, and Ultima, which are all. That's good. The master is waiting for you. Yes. I want Wolf Move. This translation is insane. If I can keep the range just right. All right, we can go get Wolf Move. Tiger skin, you say? All right. It's Mr. Exodus. My homeboy, Prince Chuck. He went to space. Mr. Exodus. I love Mr. Exodus. Mr. Exodus. This is a strange video game. Like, translated in strange ways. Two thrust, two kick, high jump, or wolf move. I bet wolf move actually sucks. High jump, I already jump high. I don't want to jump any higher. Teach me two kick. Two kick! Yes, I would love to learn more skill, but I cannot afford it. I would love to learn Wolf Move. Game creative staff. Wolf Move. That dude kicks twice. Give me stone hands next. Aggro circus. Yo, dog, what if you could kick twice? That's a good idea. Let's see how it does against these little guys. Not good. Alright, if I time it right when he's coming at me, I can... Ugh! Nothing here but that? Okay. It also refilled our life, which is nice. I like that this dude waits outside. Like, I don't want to see this shit. Burn. All right, cool. It said stop them. Does it literally mean they stop moving? No. Fool, you got talismaned. What does it do? I don't know. Maybe it freezes them for brief periods of time, like when I'm... It seems to replace my punch with the talisman. But I don't... It kind of maybe stuns them, but not really? I don't... I like that this game exists. It's not a great game, but it's got a flavor to it. A flavor of, look at this incredibly literal translation. Okay, I still have my 2 kick. This is not going well. Like, you kind of just have the... You kind of have to get the range right, but then these little guys... Okay, so we have our 3 jade things. Does that mean I can walk all the way to the right and fight something? Maybe? Maybe? Here's the cave. Alright, one last try. I'm just gonna run to the end, because I should still have my... We could go get more scrolls and get more moves, I'm sure, but let's try this one more time before we move on. We'll fully evaluate the password here. I see. Yeah, there's something just about the color depth, the color palette being used here that is like... I really like the style of it. It's weirdly muted and feels strange for the platform, but it just feels very stylized in a way that you don't get out of a lot of other games, you know? Yeah. I'm not controlling him. He's walking out of the cave on his own. Please copy the password carefully. Town 2. That's me, the authentic Phantom Fighter. Everything in this village is topsy-turvy. It's a good thing you're here. It's so topsy-turvy. This looks a lot like Town 1, but with more fighting. Ah, one of these fucking guys. If only I had Wolf move. There's such a stick and move involved in this stuff, but yeah, these guys speed up. I think you need to be able to increase your movement speed, perhaps with wolf moves. This is neat. I don't know, like it seems perhaps a little one note. And maybe a little thin for the era, like the time when it came out. Because I want to say this was 91 here. But really cool animation. The combat just feels, you know, again, all of the movement is just takes forever. Like if the controls were more responsive, I think that would be better. But yeah, Phantom Fighter 1990 in the US. 1990. It's neat. The old Phantom Fighter. I don't know. It's got style for sure. The animation looks great, even if it does get in the way of the gameplay. And I like if that game played like Kung Fu, because it has very similar moves. If it played like Kung Fu with upgrades and was a little bit more responsive, and if the enemies just had a little bit more going on, that would be a really great game. We would be talking about that game in the same breath as like a River City Ransom, probably, because it does have some similarities with, you know, upgrading moves and whatever, even if it's not really quite the same type of game. But I feel like if it had more things along those lines going for it, I think it'd be really something special. It's neat though. It's cool, man. Phantom Fighter. You should give Phantom Fighter a look for yourselves one of these days. Just get your hands on it, because you'll see, because it feels kind of gross. You're like, if this combat was better, it would go a long way. But like, it's better than Felix the Cat. You know, it's more intriguing than Scoon. But like, you know, these, I don't know. I would not I don't think I would call it better than MC Kids, Mick Kids, if you must. It's better than Bubble Bobble. It's I don't think it's better than The Little Mermaid. Which is a weird... it's better than Little Mermaid. It's not better than MC Kids. A very sensible sentence to say out loud. And so it's our new number 109. That's a neat game. Thanks to was it Tim? I believe it was Tim for suggesting that one, because what the hell? It's exciting to stumble onto a thing that you've literally never seen before and be like, huh. Next up, this... Is this another FCI banger, or is this something else? We'll fire it up and see. Castle of Dragon. Oh, from Seta. This is good. This music's good. Whoa. Yeah, this game came out in arcades, and now it is on the NES. A home port. Wow. This is a nice opening track, I gotta say. Some of that low end, though, a little too low. It's a castle. There's a dragon. That castle is certainly of dragons. Oh no. Oh, is this like a bootleg Ghosts and Goblins? This is, oh boy. All right, start button doesn't seem to do anything, and select is used to pause, so maybe start button will be used to, This is like the exact opposite problem of Phantom Fighter, and that this game just feels like it's missing a billion frames of animation. Oh, look at that. Now we're in business. Okay, so if we crouch, we put the shield up. I see. And it doesn't always work. And now we can't shoot fire anymore. I feel like the block is not consistent. This game is grimy. Oh, hello. Oh, I need to cut you with my sword. Oh. I'm different now. Same music, huh? That's unfortunate. Oh my god! What the... This game feels terrible. No, 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 no. This game feels like it should be unlicensed. Like it's just got a messy, like those guys just vanish when you swing the sword at them. Like it's fuck you, come back. Oh, does she heal me anyway? Maybe I don't have to do anything to her other than... The Heresy Forest. Come on over to Dark Larza Castle. Ah, get this fuck dick away from... Yeah, we're gaming now. Like that fire comes at you at just the wrong height for you to do anything about it. Thank you. Oh. Isn't it the same spot we were before? Why did I... Oh, that's right. I have my knives. Get the... I don't know who thought this would be a cool thing for a game to have, but it's not. What a miserable sack of shit. Are you fucking kidding me? This is terrible. It's a shame because the music fucking rips. I don't want to play this again. Okay, I'm out of beams, even though I didn't get hit. I don't know what this second meter I have does either. Oh, okay. I hit the start button and now I'm throwing blades. And the screen like flickers. But is that drain out of the meter? It doesn't look like it does. So like the screen flickers for a sec when you hit the start button, and I can toggle between throwing knives and using my sword. See? That's not a good... Also, sort of a shame that we don't get new music here. But this is a good track. Thank you! Oh, did I actually kill her that time? Now do these do more damage? Is that what that upgrade was? Because it just toggled me over to this attack. This looks like... Okay, yeah. I was going to say, this looks like it's hitting. I sure hope it is. I mean, cool lightning sword is pretty cool. This lady again. Ah! Oh no. All right. I'm glad it... Oh no, what the... You're gonna make me fight one of these guys on half a screen? What kind of sick fuck made this? Whoa. How much fan art exists of this boss, do you think? The horns look like a taxi cab, like a cab driver cap, sort of. It's hot stuff. It's hot stuff. Castle of Dragon. It's it's terrible to play. Really good music. There's some ideas here, but like, god damn, man, it's fucking shit. It is, yeah. I don't know. Maybe in my off time, I'll check out the arcade version. It can't be worse than this. It's yeah. I really like the soundtrack here. Good work to, you know, whoever did the music on it, but boy oh boy. I mean, it's no Phantom Fighter. Let's start there. Eight Eyes is a better game. It is No Solstice, The Quest for the Staff of Deimos. Is it better or worse than Dino Wars Destruction of Spondulus? I mean, Dino Wars, you pick up those different weapons and you find yourself jumping over the weapons because you need to collect the same weapon over and over again to level it up. I think the music here is better than the Dino Wars music, though the level 1 music in Dino Wars is pretty decent. You do turn into a dinosaur. No, this is worse than Dino Wars Destruction of Spondulus. It's a bad video game. Like, the music is really good. It's easy to get thrown because the music is fucking sick in Castle of Dragon. But the game itself is rotten. The feedback it gives you when you're changing weapons is just black out the screen for a sec, and then, you know, your sword changes shape a little bit too. But yeah, this is worse than Dino Wars Destruction of Spondylus. Loose. It's worse than Spelunker. It's no Popeye. Is it worse than Conquest of the Crystal Palace? Because that game's pretty fucking bad, dude. Yeah, it is. Again, I got to look past the music, you know? It's worse than Zen and Intergalactic Ninja. That's better than Tiger Heli. It's better than Star Trek 25th Anniversary. And it's better than volleyball, but that's where it stops. Castle of Dragon. Great name, too. Castle of Dragon. It's our new number 171. We might actually clear the entire list that I set forth for today's show. We've got a little bit of time left here, so, and then the next game is probably not a super long one. Castle of Dragon, number 171. Congratulations. I thought we would close it out with, I believe this is, when I think about the ads that Tecmo was putting out, this was the third game in a 3-game ad alongside Solomon's Key and Mighty Bomb Jack, if I remember right. Maybe it was a 4-game ad. Maybe Rygar was in there too, but I don't think so. It's a little something called Star Force. Both buttons seem to do the same thing here. Gotta get that H. Looks like we get the H by shooting the H. Can I get that B? We got an H and a B, and I feel like it hasn't, like we have not upgraded in any meaningful way. That's the little B. Oh, well, no, you're supposed to. It's like, oh, I shot the little B. I think you're supposed to shoot all of the icons there. Yeah, you don't collect them. Whoa. Yeah, this game, if I remember correctly, it might not have power-ups per se. Oh, there's something. There's something. Okay. But yeah, this is a pretty early example of the genre that big B, little b. And so my understanding is that Star Force is like a relatively influential video game, at least in, you know, in arcades. Highly regarded. Moves smoothly, not a lot of, not really seeing a lot of flicker going on here. Some of these explosions maybe a bit, but like... Oh, yay. Whoa. How about I just don't shoot those? Oh, because you're going to stay on screen and ensure that I do. Got ourselves a hidden H. More hidden H's. H is probably for hidden, huh? It's probably just points. Like, it's all just points. I like that they put a literal fucking B on it. It's the beta target. Esports. I wonder if there's any sort of like, collect 3 big B's in a row or, like weird multiplier things like that. Ah! Hitboxes feel a little weird on those attacks specifically. The weird buckshot. I feel like I got lucky last time because some of those shots looked like they went right through me. And so I got cocky this time and thought, well, I'll just get up close and shoot him because who cares? And that was my downfall. Yeah. Got to take more care on those and probably shoot them closer to one at a time instead of just filling the screen with bullets, huh? I mean, it's an interestingly frustrating enemy, Like, hey, it's gonna burst all on you. Attack gamma target. We did it. 16 shot, fool. No, I'm using turbo. Like, that's not, I'm not even gonna. Oh wait, come back. Rapid and devious enemy patterns. I feel like there's a decent, oh man, there's like a decent variety of enemy here. Oh, careless. Like interesting mixes of the enemies, you know, to kind of fuck your shit up. Whoa! Fuck. Attack Delta target. Something about the... Oh, I can't believe that. Can't believe I let that happen. I don't know if anyone will have heard of this, but there was a Triangle service put out a shooter skills game, and I think it made its way into arcades, but you know, I primarily remember it as one of the Japanese Xbox 360 games I imported for my Japanese 360. I think it came out on Switch as well, and it kind of you play a few different modes that require different things of you as a shooter player here. Scrolling shooter player, I suppose I should say. And then it kind of gives you a score, evaluates you on how you perform. This game reminds me of that. So do I have to go and do a whole stage again because I died to the boss? Whoa. I admire how many new enemies, for as early as this game is, the number of times it is throwing different enemy types at me is really impressive. That is not something I noticed when I played this game originally years ago. I did not have very positive impressions of this game as a kid. Because it just didn't have much going for it, you know? But this is nice. I don't know. I feel like despite not having like a lot of spice, like not having a ton of sizzle in terms of weapon upgrades and shit like that, man, I'm just fucked. You know, this is a very straightforward game, but also it has way more to it than I guess I would have thought. Coming into this and remembering Star Force as a kid, I was just like, yeah, this was the one of these early Tecmo games that just kind of just was this incredibly basic thing that didn't really have much going for it. But like returning to it all these years later, Especially after having heard like, oh, did you know that Star Force was this insanely influential game? And I always thought like, why? I mean, I guess it's really early, so that's probably why. It's just like it's one of the first games to do this, or this. You know, kind of in a post-Xevious landscape, I guess. I don't know. But it's neatly designed, like in terms of just the enemy variety. Like it doesn't necessarily, you know, I like my shooters to kind of bombard you with power-ups. I want to feel like I'm laying waste to everything, you know. And this doesn't necessarily have that, but like it's good. It's a fucking good time. I like the visuals. I like the style of it. The music is nice as well. Like it's cool. And yeah, this was originally an arcade game, right? I mean, there's most of this Tecmo stuff was. But yeah, it's yeah, people are posting pictures of the manual here. Small rewarder. Saving Pursuer to be combined into one fighter. Yeah. Side attack to destroy an enemy is beside Final Star. Final Star cannot be destroyed through the light touch of the wings. So it is best for him to near an enemy sideways and upon light contact shoot a bullet at the enemy. The destruction of an enemy beside Final Star is feasible. The technique is effective to attack obsess. Yeah, man. Of course. It's very straightforward. It's a very straightforward ultra technique. After the combined floating fortress named Lalios is destroyed, the prison convoy Calderon appears. Purser, your ally, is imprisoned in Calderon. Final Star can be combined with Purser into one by destroying Calderon and saving Purser, thus making the speeds of Final Star and Starbeam 1.5 times faster. Yeah, of course. Of course. Star Force. It's a neat game. Where does it go on our list? I like it. I like the feel of it a lot. It feels it's a precision video game, you know? More so than I think a lot of the other shooters on the platform kind of were, you know? Like it's significantly better than I thought it would be based on, you know, playing it as a kid or whatever. And then yeah, this kind of ended up becoming a bit of a franchise or whatever. But yeah, this was an 84 arcade game before Tecmo was Tecmo. And then it would lead to the like Super Star Force and Final Star Force and all of that. But yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised by how well that holds up. Not a lot of fluff. It just gets right down to it and then keeps showing you things, at least, you know, for at least the while that we played it. I'm sure you eventually see more repeating stuff, but like it feels like it has a lot to show you in terms of enemy variety and patterns and some of the different things it's throwing at you. Boss fights leave kind of a lot to be desired. It's just like here's a floating letter, shoot it a handful of times. But it's a very enjoyable thing. Yes, it's better than Ice Climber. It's better than Dragon Spirit, the New Legend. It's better than Section Z. I do like that port of that interesting port of Gyrus, but it's better than that. It's better than Burai Fighter, which we played last week. It's better than Low G Man, the Low Gravity Man. It's better than Muscle Tag Team Match. Is it better than Karnov? There's this temptation to want to sell Karnov short, and because there are things in Karnov that are not great, but Karnov is great. You know, it's better than Crash and the Boys Street Challenge. It's better than Double Dribble. It's better than Willow. Is it better than Dragon Warrior 1? They both kind of have similar properties in terms of they're both like very early influential examples of their respective genres. You know, Dragon Warrior, you could argue, is not really heavy on the bells and whistles either. But this is not better than Dragon Warrior. This is better than Blades of Steel, though. This is our new number 45. Star Force. Let's take a look at it. There it is. There it is. All right. And that's going to do it for this week's installment. The time just flies by. Honestly, all time is flying by. It's the speed with which it becomes Friday around here is terrifying. Where like the week starts and then I wake up and it's Thursday morning and I go, oh shit. Fuck. And then Friday comes like, all right, okay. It's terrifying. But yes, we have 276 games on the list now. Nothing cracked the top 10, but Star Force did crack the top 50. And some interesting games along the way. Castle of Dragon. Jeez. A terrifying. All right. A terrifying video game if there ever was one. Castle of Dragon. Thanks to everyone who suggested video games. I will try to post a new. It's been a while since there's been an updated like, hey, submit your games here. We'll start a new thread for that on Patreon. Again, that's patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann. If you want to be a part of it, sign up today. Get access to bonus stuff, more shows, ad-free podcast, and so forth. And I'll be back Tuesday with said podcast. I believe we're going to have a guest with us, which is fun. So, that'll do it for me here. Have a great weekend. I guess it's if you're in the United of States, it's a 3-day weekend. I don't know. I don't really take 3-day week. I don't know. It's kind of pointless. I don't know when you're working alone or like what's a vacation day? What's that? Like, I don't know. It's the whole thing. But anyway, take care of yourselves and I'll see you on Tuesday for the podcast. Have a good one.